welcome back. I
travel the world. I've been to South America. I've been to the West Coast. I've been to the East Coast. I've been all over. I represent Indigenous Environmental Network. I am part of Minobamata Ziwan Jamagana Shug, which means we are the Good Way of Life dog soldiers. We are the last line of defense. My heart and soul is with Mother Earth. We walk all over her every single day. We drive all over her. We fly all over her, and she never asks for everything in return. And now she's asking for us to love her back. It's time to give her some love back. I didn't prepare my speech, but I would like, with honor, Mr. Leroy Fairbanks from the District 3 from Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe has prepared a statement, and I would like to say that at this time. The statement by Leroy Fairbanks, District 3, representative of the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe Tribal Council, and on behalf of the Division of Resource Management. This is a chance for Anishinaabe people to take the lead on one of the most pressing issues facing us today, because there are multiple Enbridge pipelines located on the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe homelands. I feel we have a great opportunity to make a proactive difference by shaping a green future for our children's children, that we would leave a powerful and positive legacy. Now is the time to wean America off its dependency on oil and fossil fuels and develop solutions to climate crisis. The bottom line is Enbridge pipelines, both the expansion of the existing Alberta Clipper Line 67 tar sands pipeline and the proposed replacement of Line 3 carrying toxic diluents, and the sandpaper pipeline being proposed to carry volatile shale oil from the Bakken oil fields of North Dakota are short-sighted and environmentally degrading solutions to this country's energy and economic needs. This is a chance for our Anishinaabe people, for all of us, to lead at a national level by bringing about real change in energy policies and consumption. Not all environmental impacts are created equal, especially in areas where our people rely on healthy native plant and animal resources for our revenue, self-sustainment and cultural and spiritual identity. Our plants and animals are crying just as we are. The boundaries of the traditional homeland encompasses the true headwaters of the Mississippi River, Cass Lake, Leech Lake, Lake Winnebagosh, and their associated watersheds. Contamination from any oil spills or leaks of our water resources can potentially devastate not just hundreds of wild rice beds, our Menomen, our sacred Menomen, but those used regionally by other tribes. Our wild rice beds provide critical habitat for fish, waterfowl, and other wildlife highly valued by the Ojibwe. Threats to these natural resources in our lands and watersheds threaten the very culture and treaty rights of the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe. Environmental compromise that favors short-term economic gain over long-term protection and conservation robs our children of their future and their cultural identity. The loss of native plants and animals cannot be quantified, and the true value of these resources lies not solely in their potential economic benefit to local people, but in the social and cultural well-being of Anishinaabe people and all of us. We are all one nation. It does not matter what color we are. In closing, please continue to fight, and let's all work together with our brothers and sisters everywhere. We have to get the message to these Enbridge folks that they have to stop acting like they can move from place to place, ruining our Mother Earth with devastating oil spills that cannot be totally cleaned up. Thank you, Leroy Fairbanks, for your statement, and thank you for the honor of being able to relay this to the people. I, as a woman, cry on a daily basis. The heroin that they are injecting into our Mother Earth is the same heroin that the addicts inject into their arms. It's something that we have learned, and it's something that we need to unlearn. We can ride the horses, we can ride the wind. Spread your wings, people, and let's fly and do away with this tar sands. Our Mother Earth needs us.
Yapi. Chandewa Shena Bechi Uzapia. Washichuya Gianna Strong. Dakota Ya Wiohiampoi Imakiapia. Sasitua Hamataha. The Lower Sioux Edwati. Hello, all my relatives. I greet you all with a heartful handshake. It's awesome to see you guys. This is a great turnout. If I heard right, there's 5,000 of us.
That is 2,000 up from the original estimate at the start of the march.
Talking in front of you right now.
Which is good.
I'm here today because just as you guys, I value our sacred water on this Mother Earth. Inamaka, meaning Sacred Mother Earth, has provided us with what we need to survive, but unfortunately, we are no longer valuing these natural resources. The water is essential to life, which is why it's so powerful and so sacred. But at times we fail to realize this. We cannot afford to pollute and destroy our sacred water, because what we have is what we get. And so we have to start protecting Miniwi Chozani and start honoring our Mother Earth. We act as if once we pollute and destroy our water and destroy our natural resources, we can just pick up and move somewhere else. But that's not the case at all. This Mother Earth is all we have, and this is what we have to honor and protect. The Earth. I'm also here today with my four-legged relative. I am a part of the Shumtanka Oyate, the Horse Nation. Today I was riding at the very, very end behind all of you with my horse. When I heard I was being asked to be a part of this, the first thing I asked was, well, can I ride my horse in it? And then when I found out I was being asked to speak, I was like, I have to have my horse. Because horses are very therapeutic animals, and I wanted to spend the day with my horse before I was talking, because I knew she would calm me down and calm my nerves. The Shumtanka Oyate, the Horse Nation, remind me how sacred and precious water is to them. Water is not just for us, but for all living creatures. My horse needs water, and we all need water. I am happy I'm able to pray with my horses, and I am happy I was able to share this experience with her today. Being a Dakota is all about walking in peace and harmony with all living things, as well as walking in peace and harmony with Mother Earth herself. I am thankful to be standing with you all today in unity as protectors of our Earth and our most precious natural resource, which is the water. Miniwi Chozani. Pidamaya, you guys. Thank you.
One, two. Now, where's my co-host? You gonna come up here?
Oh,
You got it. So, two things is hashtag stop tar sands. So if you are want to get out
Blast
something
that
that you
out.
want us to know
Hashtag
about,
stop tar
hashtag
sands.
stop tar sands. So I want to try
Blast that out
something
on
as we get
Facebook
started.
as well as
So
on
we're going to
Twitter.
try this. So in the back, are y'all ready?
ready?
All right. In the front, are y'all ready? Oh, okay, we're going to see. And when I say one in the back, you will say, we are the people. Right? You got that? No, we got to do better than that. Again. I say one.
The other people.
And then I go to the front, and then y'all will go, I go two, and you say, we are you?
United!
There you go. Try it again. So I go one. I go two.
We are united!
And then I go three, and we all go, we will not let you build this pipeline. All right, we're going to try this. So here we go.
It's the same
One,
chant that was used
We
in the
are the
march.
people.
two,
We are united.
three,
We will not let you build this pipeline.
one,
We are the people.
two,
We are united.
three,
We will not let you
build this pipeline. One,
We are the people.
two,
We are united.
three, we will let you build this pipeline. One,
We are the people.
two,
We are united.
three,
We All right. And next, coming up to the stage, we have tickle in my throat. Reverend, you gotta help me.
Yes, I'm here. Oh, Reverend Emily Goldthwaite Freeze.
Reverend Emily Goldthwaite Freeze.
Make some noise for her, y'all. Come on.
Originally from Eugene, Oregon, Reverend Emily serves Mayflower United Church of Christ in South Minneapolis, otherwise known to the locals as the church with all those solar panels. Mayflower has set a goal to become a carbon neutral building by the year 2030. Give it up! Woo-hoo! Sparking the Earthwise movement across the United Church of Christ, and was also the first congregation to commit to the UCC's Fossil Fuel Divested Fund last year. Give it up for Emily, yo!
Morning, thank you. Good afternoon. Mayflower Church is here today with Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light, building a powerful climate movement with hundreds of congregations around the state. You might be surprised how many of us there are, so if you're with me, make some noise. Yes. We are hopeful, joyful people who know exactly how serious climate change really is. We've marched a long way to get to this day, carrying the wisdom of our ancestors to set before these capital steps. We are Muslim, Baha'i, Jewish, Buddhist, Catholic and Protestant, Indigenous and immigrant, young at heart. And each of us knows what is required of us in caring for this earth and all life upon it. Please join me in a spirit of prayer. Holy wisdom, you have been with us since the dawn of creation, and still you wait for us to notice you. You delight in humankind, yet we seldom look up to see the beauty around us. And now, as life on this planet depends on us, we confess that we've been too quiet, while cynical voices are amplified across our lands, denying our sacred responsibility. No more, Holy One, will we hide our light and yours. Your people stand together today from all across Minnesota, from Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Alberta, Canada, Washington, D.C., the Gulf Coast. Hear us, your children, ready to respond to the call. We ask your blessing for those on the front lines impacted by dirty fossil fuels projects, by spills, explosions, and other harms of tar sands extraction in Alberta, refining near Detroit and Whiting and on the Gulf Coast, spills in the Kalamazoo River, in Mayflower, Arkansas, Clearbrook, Minnesota, in the Gulf of Mexico, even now on the California coast. Those battling fracking and frac sand mining and tar sands and Bakken oil pipelines. The Alberta Clipper, Line 3, Line 5B, Line 61, Sandpiper, Keystone XL. Oh, Holy One, have mercy on us. Finally, for those with the power in our cities and states and nations, and that includes each one of us, we ask this blessing in the words of William Sloane Coffin. May God grant you the grace never to sell yourself short, grace to risk something big for the sake of something good, grace to remember that the world is now too dangerous for anything but truth and too small for anything but love. Amen.
Get it one more time for Reverend Emily, y'all. So I had somebody on the side say, they said, Rev Yearwood, why do you get so excited? Why are you so pumped up? Well, you know we're dealing with this fossil fuel industry, Chevron, Enbridge, TransCanada, BP, yeah, you can say Booty, you can say Booty, ExxonMobil. Yes, Mobil. Why do you get, they got so much money, they got so much power, they got so much influence, and they're taking us on this path. Why do you get excited? I get excited because, one, we have over 5,000 people coming together to fight for the next generation. And also, I get excited because I know that organized people beat organized money every single time. So when I say can't stop, you say won't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. When I say can't stop, you say won't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Let's go get it. Come on, Candy.
We got folks here all the way from the north to the south, all across Turtle Island. We're here talking about tar sands resistance. We also know it's about fracking. We know it's about these pipelines, these dirty little things that they're trying to push through not only Canada but the US and export it out to other areas. So right now I want to give a shout out to all of our folks within the Indigenous Environmental Network. Right. I want to give a shout out to Awiaku in South Dakota. They couldn't be here today because they're fighting against uranium mining. Another part. Let's give a shout out to Awiaku. Woo! Gulf South Rising folks down there all along. Gulf South Rising, give a shout out. The whole point, it's not about just in my backyard anymore.
That's right.
It's everywhere.
It's about everywhere.
That's right.
Stopping this destruction, stopping this crazy fossil fuel industry. We want the president, Mr. Barack Obama, if you're listening.
Come on now.
It's very nice of you to help us with the Keystone XL, but understand and recognize that is but one of these pipelines. And we will not stop until we shut down the tar sands.
That's right.
Shut down the tar sands! And it is with great pleasure that I bring to you the stage at this time Melissa Daniels. Melissa is a member of the Athabasca Chippewa First Nations. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing as well as a Juris Doctorate. She is the in-house legal counsel and research coordinator for the ACFN and has represented her nation in its litigation against Canada, Alberta, and the tar sands industry. Melissa is also pursuing her master's degree at Harvard University, where her research is focused on the application of Dene legal principles in the context of ecosystem-based land management. Further, she represents the Native Women's Association of Canada on the National Aboriginal Council on Species at Risk. And Melissa was one of 124 leaders chosen to participate at the recent UN Climate Summit held in New York City. We're talking about a woman that's a lawyer, that's standing up and doing good things for her people. Give it up for Melissa.
Yeah.
The one thing that I don't do is public speaking, so please bear with me. It's a great honor and a privilege to be here with you today. I grew up downstream from the largest industrial project in the entire world, which is the tar sands. My home is ground zero of climate change. The reports say that if the tar sands are allowed to be extracted or continue to be extracted, that it'll be game over for the planet. So how I got kind of caught up in all of this is that I worked downstream. I worked in my home community as a registered nurse. I was a public health nurse and a medical doctor. First made me aware of the cancers that were happening in my community. My community has 1,200 people who live in it, and there was 5 or 6 people who had a cancer that only 1 in 100,000 people should get. That's what prompted me to go to law school, was to fight for justice for my people and to get laws that were more protective of our people. I'm Dene Sultane. That means we're the people of the land. We're intimately connected with the land. We are the land, and we cannot survive without the land. My job as a woman is as a water steward, and so that's what this fight is about for me. It is not about tar sands. It's not about pipelines. It's about water, because that's how we're connected, is by water, not pipelines. Thanks. So my home is the Peace Athabasca Delta. This is the most important freshwater delta in the entire world. 50% of migratory birds cross this delta. And it also, what the delta does is it acts as a filter for the toxins that are coming from the tar sands industry. The tar sands are getting into the waters in so many different ways, it's hard to keep track of. There's like cancer-causing chemicals leaching from these giant tailings ponds that hold all this toxic waste. Before the Three Gorges Dam in China was built, the largest dam in the world was owned by Syncrude, and it sits right beside the Athabasca River. It's unlined. You could see it from Google Maps. I'm waiting for this to breach. That's what we're dealing with. And when the snow melts every single year, all of the air pollution, the runoff, it's equivalent to an annual oil spill. So these are the types of things that we're trying to fight. And not only that, I'm an Indigenous woman trying to fight this. I fight Canada, I fight the tar sands industry and Alberta. But what I'm actually scared to do is walk at night, because there's over 1,200 missing and murdered women in Canada right now. There's no justice for them, for us. And that is something that I think that we really need to build alliances and move forward in solidarity with, because the pipelines and the extractive industries and the tar sands, this is just a symptom of a bigger problem. It's capitalism, and the only solution is decolonization. So on that note, I just really like to thank you all for your support and your love and solidarity. This is amazing. I'm always in an adversarial environment, fighting against
those hashtags
people,
going.
lawyers, corporate interests, not even people, corporate interests. And so it's so beautiful to get to be a part of something where I actually feel like I'm being supported in our fight. So, love and revolution. Masicho.
They have a hard fight up there in Alberta, and so the more support that they can get, the better. So any Canadians out there,
is my
please,
brother,
support
like
the
my
people in
real
Alberta
brother.
trying to stop the tar sands.
We are. I mean, we might look a little different, actually, a little different, but he is truly my brother. I mean, we are close, and we talk on often, and I love him so dearly, and he is a blessing to our movement. Candy, can you say who our next speaker is, please?
You know, if that's your brother, I'm going to call him my uncle. The man that needs no introduction, Bill McKibben. He's going to get one anyways. Bill McKibben is the founder of the grassroots climate campaign 350.org. Give it up. He's the Schumann Distinguished Professor in Residence at Middlebury College in Vermont. 2014 recipient of the Right Livelihood Prize, sometimes called the Alternative Nobel. He has written a dozen books about the environment, including his first, The End of Nature, published 25 years ago. And his most recent, Oil and Honey. Give it up for Bill McKibben!
Well, what fun to be with you here today. It feels like pretty much everybody in Minnesota is here. You forgot for some reason to invite Senator Franken and Senator Klobuchar, but next time, remember to tell them to come. Look, right now, here today, the Midwest is absolute ground zero of the climate fight. Now, I know it feels to you all like they just keep throwing one line after another at you. There's Enbridge and TransCanada and Keystone and Clipper and Sandpiper and Line 61 and on and on and on and on. What we need to remember is that we have a lot of lines of our own, lines of resistance, and some of those lines of resistance are very ancient and powerful indeed. It's amazing to see Tom Goldtooth here and Candy Mossett and my sister Winona LaDuke, but you know that represents this amazing upsurge of indigenous activism from Yellowknife at the top of the continent to the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific to the Atlantic and all over the world. And there are the line of climate science, the line that the scientists have helped us draw in the tar sands, the line that says we just cannot go past this point. Enough is enough and we have to stop. And then there is the line that all of you are making with your work, with your bodies, with your energy. A couple of weeks ago, the chairman of the Natural Gas Alliance or Association or something at their big trade industry meeting, he said almost kind of plaintively, he said, we have to stop the Keystoneization of every pipeline in America. I tell you, every pipeline in America and every pipeline around the world is going to be fought from now on and fought bitterly. And we're going to win a lot of those fights, just like we're going to stop those coal ports in the Pacific Northwest, just like we're going to stop those coal mines in Australia. We are starting to win in a big way. In this last week, we watched the largest pool of money on earth, the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund, start divesting from fossil fuel.
Now that is big news.
We watched the former chairman of Shell Oil say, it is time to start divesting from the oil industry because they won't change. Those lines of resistance run everywhere. And so when you're here today, take a minute just to think about our brothers and sisters, our colleagues in places like India, who are suffering through one of the deadliest heat waves in the history of the planet right now. But we hear from them all the time because we have such good colleagues there. They know what you're doing today. So do our indigenous brothers and sisters on those Pacific Island nations that have been standing up to every new coal mine across Asia. They know what's happening in Minneapolis right now. The fossil fuel industry has been winning for 200 years, but their winning streak is over. They are no match for what we have coming at them, and you are what we have coming at them. And damn it, it's a good thing to see you all here today. I cannot tell you how much fun this is. On we go. It's going to be a long but a beautiful, and it's going to be a winning fight. Thank you, guys.
Fired up! Fired up! Ready to go. Fired up! Fired up!
Ready to go!
Are you fired up?
Ready to go!
Our next speaker coming up understands that either we shape policy or policy will certainly shape us.
Yep.
Give it up for our next speaker, Candy. Let them know who's coming up.
Representative Keith Allison.
Yeah!
Right there. Representative Allison has represented the 5th Congressional District of Minnesota in the U.S. House of Representatives since taking office in January of 2007. The 5th Congressional District is the most vibrant and ethnically diverse district in Minnesota with a rich history and tradition. The 5th district includes the city of Minneapolis and the surrounding suburbs. So in case you didn't know, you might be in the 5th district.
Here we are, Keith Ellison. Hey, you guys, how you doing? How you like my sign? I will. Act on climate. You know, I just want to say that I feel so very blessed with the leadership of this march today. Our First Nation, indigenous people who led us on this march set a spiritual tone that really should guide all of the work that we do. We are operating out of love for this earth, which we depend upon. We are operating out of sacred values, which First Nations are modeling for us, which is quite a contrast to the people who want to dig down into the earth for tar sands, stuff that died millions of years ago. They want to dig it out and burn it to try to run industry today. They don't want to rely on the wind and the solar. They don't want to rely on the sun, these things that can give us so much sustenance. They want to dig down and dig up old dead stuff and burn it and don't really care about what the consequences are as long as it makes them some money. Yeah. Now, I would rather stand with my First Nations brothers and sisters who are motivated by love, commitment, and honoring and respect. I think we are on the right side today. What do you think? I want to say to you that we have members of the Minnesota State Legislature and the Congress who are our friends. I don't want you to think that we don't have any friends who we have elected to fight for us. I want you to know that John Hottinger, I want you to know that John Marty, I want you to know that Frank Hornstein are here. And I want you to know that they're here because I don't want you to be like, well, where's our elected people at? No, we're here, standing with you, fighting with you. But all four of us know very well that the power is not in the suites. The power is in the streets. We know that the power is with the people. And when the people are marching and the people are demanding, the people are going to get what they want. Let me tell you, a disorganized majority will lose to a highly organized minority. But a highly organized majority will defeat any business interest that stand against us. We just got to stand together. We got to hang together. We got to say no to this old dead stuff. They call it fossil fuels for a reason, y'all. Right? We got to defend Mother Earth, and we got to also make these people follow their own rules. You know, right now, the Alberta Clipper proposal, they're trying to sidestep State Department environmental review process. They got an environmental review process. They don't even want to follow it. Their lust for money is so great, they even throw their own process to the side. But you and I cannot stop here. We got to keep on going. We got to take the energy and the love and the commitment that we have gotten here from being here together today, and we got to radiate it all over this world. We got to radiate it all over this world. We got to radiate it to that building. We got to push it into the U.S. Capitol. We got to go all over to America. We got to go to Red Lake. We got to go to White Earth. We got to go to Chicago, New York, and San Francisco, and right here in St. Paul. We will win. I believe that 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 we will win. Let's go win. Candidate rocking and rolling. Who's our next
all
speaker?
All of them, not just
our next
members,
speaker,
but
we
all
have
of them.
Akila Sanders Reed coming onto the stage. Organizer with 350, One Sky, Sierra Club, the I Matter Youth Campaign, and most recently helped to organize the Tar Sands Resistance Tour. Give it up for Aquila.
Make some noise.
You know, 3 years ago when I was looking at colleges, I picked St. Paul because it seemed like the kind of city that could be a leader, that could be an example of what change looked like. I guess I thought right. It is amazing to see all of you here today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for traveling hundreds of miles to be here. Thank you for taking time, not only today, but repeatedly in your lives, to stand up in the face of injustice. Thank you for the love and energy that you bring. And thank you especially to the young people who are here, not because you grew up dreaming of becoming a climate activist, but because you grew up in a time that demanded you do so. There has never been a time in our lives without climate change. The millennial generation grew up being told to do our part to stop global warming the same way we were told to clean our rooms. So dutifully, we picked up our toys and turned off our lights. But about the time that we became skeptical adolescents, the adults admitted the truth. Turning out lights wasn't enough. But no one offered a solution that we could believe in. So over time, we tuned them out. The more cynical we became, the more we were blamed for a problem we had never been given the tools to solve. Until the big oil companies made their best bad decision, tar sands oil. The tar sands, as you've heard, are the most carbon-intensive oil on this planet, which means that stopping these pipelines is the first step in addressing the climate crisis at the scale that we need to. It sets an economic, social, and political precedent that says young people will no longer be written off as a disposable generation. This oil is the most expensive and difficult to extract. The oil companies' last resort as they face the end of their economic reign, and they know it. Their power will only diminish, and ours will only grow, because we will not be daunted or intimidated by money or power, because our generation is the global front line. We are coming of age in a time like no other. It is no coincidence that at the very moment that our society has created a fundamental change in the atmosphere of our planet, we are also seeing resistance to the other forms of injustice that our society has created. Resistance like Black Lives Matter, like affordable housing movements, and like the recognition of everyone's right to marry whoever they love. Our generation has been given the responsibility and the opportunity to completely redefine our society. Stopping climate change and stopping the fossil fuels are the most urgent aspects of a cultural revolution already underway. It will take perseverance, and it will take endurance to get there. It will take our energy and our love and our dedication. As the youngest generation, we must stand united like no generation before us in global, steadfast solidarity until we are granted the future that we want. A future where fossil fuels are morally and economically bankrupt. Where our economy serves people, not the other way around. Where decisions are based on good, not gold, and where the lives of people are more important than the lives of corporate names. As a young person, it is terrifying to look into a future with decades of uncertainty. But we face that together. And together, we will fight. Together, we will fight the Alberta Clipper. Together, we will fight Keystone XL. And eventually, together, we will win. Thank you.
All right. Come on, y'all. You can do better than that. Now, on occasion, as some of you know my history, I will, get arrested fighting to stop climate change.
That makes two of us, yes.
Definitely two of us. And usually, in those paddy wagons, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
from
paddy
the First
wagons are
Nations
big
will be
gas
there.
guzzlers.
And also, I always see 350 in the paddy wagon. But in
You shouldn't say paddy wagons.
You're right. In the back of the car. But in 2013, the reason I bring this up is that in 2013, I was so proud when we did our Ford on Climate rally that I was so happy when the Sierra Club went, aside from their policy and their board, began to adopt civil disobedience as a way to fight climate change. And personally, with myself and Julian Bond and others and Bill McKibben, I was so happy to see Sierra Club in that fight. So I'm excited for this next speaker. Candy, let us know who's coming up next.
We got Aaron Mayer. He's been with the Sierra Club for over 25 years. He's been a volunteer leader. He's worked diligently on environmental justice. He is an epidemiological spatial analyst with the New York State Department of Health. So give it up for the man with over 3 decades of environmental activism, Aaron Mayer. Woo!
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?